Someone just present Plum Chutney. We good?
Yes.
Oh my god.
It's that time of day again.
For the 6th week now.
Oh my
the
god.
length of the school holidays. You've had Plum Chutney in your lives.
How have we not been shut down yet?
Who
knows? Let's try this week. Sim, how have you been?
Not bad. You may notice we have headphones on this week.
Shock.
This is because it's been pointed out to us that we talk over each other a little bit.
So now we can hear each other's booming voices
Yes.
in our brains.
And it may lead to us being better presenters. I know
Yes.
you're thinking you're already flawless.
How can you improve on perfection, indeed?
But you know what? I've been good. We went to my mum's wedding.
We did.
You know what? It went well.
You got drunk and told nearly everyone about this podcast.
I mean, I told at least 4 people.
Yeah, which is everyone.
3 of which followed it on Instagram.
Thus, increasing our audience 100%.
To about 30 now. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
You're welcome.
Wow.
How about yourself, Jim?
Yes, I went to your mum's wedding.
Yes.
That
I was
pretty
there.
cool. Got pretty drunk. Spent far too much money.
Yeah. I know. What was there was no open bar.
No.
When I get married, there's going to be an open bar.
I mean, that would be a prerequisite to any marriage that I would
Absolutely.
have. Do you know what I mean? I think that's the whole point. So I spent £230 at your mother's wedding.
£230?
Apparently so.
Wait, shut the fuck. No, you did.
I did. I counted it all up. £230 I spent at your mum's wedding. No idea how. No idea how. But anyway,
I spent like 20 quid.
Yeah, I didn't. I spent loads. But then we drink spirits a lot.
£230.
And Danny was down in the Malibu and Cokes. Like at one point, she was getting one every 2 minutes. And then she bought a round for like loads of people a couple of times, and she was really quite liberal with my card, which was nice. But yeah, that's about it. So just living that poor life.
I am so sorry.
That's okay. Like I was drunk too, so you know what I'm like when we're drunk.
Oh
like, do you remember that time we were at Spoons and I was like, every single person here, I have positive money in my bank account. Who wants to drink?
It's true. I feel like that's every time.
Yeah,
but, do you know what I mean?
Once you're drunk, that's all it is. And other than that,
No, sounds pretty good.
Not
I've been
much.
working on my I've been working on my children's book.
Oh, how's it going?
You know what? Swimmingly.
Oh.
That's funny if you know what the book's about.
What's the book about?
Well,
Tell me more.
I don't know. You never ask. Okay, well, it's about
Yeah.
a mermaid. Okay.
Wow.
A mermaid.
Swimming like it.
Yes.
Nice.
Thank you. I'm here all week.
Uh-huh.
Well, I'm here next week.
Yeah.
And last week.
Yeah. Every week.
So she's a mermaid, but her bottom half isn't like mermaid fish.
Okay.
It's like a salmon fish. Or not necessarily a salmon fish, like maybe a bass fish.
Sorry, I thought you said a sandfish, like a flat fish.
No, a salmon fish.
A salmon fish,
Or
nice.
or even a codfish. Do you know what I mean?
Are we saying like, is it the scale of a human woman, or is it just like?
No, definitely the scale of a human woman.
Okay,
absolutely, but it's like ugly. Do you know what I mean? Salmons aren't pretty. Do you know what I mean? I mean, some people think
each to their
but
own.
compared to a mermaid fish,
Yeah.
which is famously very pretty.
Yeah, famously so.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't think anyone's really looking at the bottom half and being like, But then I guess they always have like the rainbow leaves.
Well, if you're not looking at the bottom half, how do you know it's a mermaid? This is stupid, Jim.
Never mind.
Okay. So
what happens in this?
so
I mean, don't give anything away.
No,
I'm excited to read it.
No. So basically, I'll tell you like the first chapter of my children's book.
Okay.
And when I say chapter, it's going to be like
upon a
it's going to be like a 20-page picture book.
Ooh.
And it's
That's
going to be very political.
Pictures are good for this.
Political,
That's good.
Political.
Kids love
undertones.
politics.
Yes. So she's a mermaid but she's a salmon fish, and she's swimming with her mermaids friends who are all real mermaids. And one day the merman,
She's like the ugly.
the mer king, turns to her and goes, "You're not a mermaid.
Fuck off.
You're a salmon fish." Yeah. So she gets exiled from away from all
I'm
her.
imagining in the movie adaptation, this is when you're sadly
say adaptation again. Say
adaptation.
Adaptation. Yes.
Yes.
There's absolutely no. It gets sadder.
Oh,
so then she's looking for purpose, and she's like, "I am a salmon fish." So she goes and finds a salmon fish, but she's so much bigger than all the salmon fish, and they say,
Doesn't fit in there
and
either.
they look at her and they go, "You're not a salmon fish. You're a mermaid."
Bitch.
And so she's just lost in the world, and if you want to know what happens next, you'll have to buy the book.
Wow. Well,
when I write it.
I know you've got one purchase right here. That's very exciting.
Thank you. Only one.
Well, I'm only gonna buy one. Yeah, I mean, I spent £200. I
was gonna say.
Didn't have much spare.
I cannot believe that. I cannot believe.
Well, it all adds up.
You know how many like KFCs you could have bought?
Oh, don't eat. Well, to be fair, it means I just can't afford food, which is good for my diet. Yeah. So without further ado,
you know what time it is?
Should we dive straight in to the most wonderful time of the year?
Oh my god.
That's right.
Oh my god.
It's coming to you live. It's Plum News here at 6:45.
But this won't be released at 6:45.
This will be released at 4:20.
Oh my god! So Jims, what's the first headline? We've got a slightly reduced Plum News this time, do we not?
It ran a bit long last week, so I'm trying to slimline it a bit. So the first one, you probably read this. Alabama won't air the Arthur cartoon with the gay wedding.
Absolutely, yes.
So
I must say I didn't realise Arthur was still on the TV.
I didn't realise it wasn't either, but apparently it is.
What I do know is that having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card, and I love Arthur.
I didn't really care for Arthur. Thought he was a bit of a prick, to be honest. I always associate, I don't know, just all of the cartoons on CBBC I hated with a passion. I was like, SpongeBob's better than this.
What about Tracy Beaker?
Tracy Beaker can literally suck my dick. Not asked. Same with...
what about Sorry I've Got No Head? That was a
the
classic.
only one I will give is Mona the Vampire.
I didn't even watch that one.
You did watch any good ones then.
Did you watch Sorry I've Got No Head?
No, I've never even heard of
Yeah,
that.
you have when the woman goes, £1,000. £1,000 is absurd, £1,000. You know.
No, but
I don't think you
the
get much
title
change
line of it just
£1,000.
The title line of it just reminds me of the Lego movie. It's oh, did you see Where's My Pants?
Yeah,
honey, where are my pants? Yeah, it just reminds me.
Do you know what else was great? That one with a devil finger. That one. Stupid.
No, not coming.
Great. Okay. Wow.
As I say, I thought they were cartoons for poor people. And you know how I feel.
Literally everybody I talk to in the world loves these shows, so you're going to have a few angry Plum Chutney viewers. You know what I mean?
Oh god. Well, yeah, no, I like Fairly Odd Parents and stuff. But anyway, that's
I like them as well. You don't have to just like one group of things, Jims. I like. I like hip hop music. I can't listen to.
No, I understand that, but at the time, I'm a child, and I just didn't like it. I didn't like that the presenters come on and would go, "Hey kids, it's us, Stephen and Bobby Belland."
Wow.
Since 5
CBBC's gone downhill since I watched it.
Yeah. And they're all like talking down to you, and I never liked it as a child.
Yeah, I know how you feel about people talking down to you.
Never cared about it. But yeah, I didn't really get the mindset of this. I'm in Alabama. I'm a hardcore Christian.
Sorry, what does Alabama have to do with the Arthur gay wedding?
They banned. They're not allowed to show it.
Oh,
so,
no,
so you're in Alabama. Well, I assume This is what I'm trying.
Gay marriage
this is
illegal
my
in Alabama?
thought process. Probably, maybe not. Maybe they're just they're thinking that their kids are watching this show and they see these two men get married and they go, hold on a minute, I could be gay too. And then me as a Christian parent would go, no, no, fucking
Not my
Arthur.
good Christian nation.
You Belland, you ruined everything for everyone.
I agree.
I just don't really see that. Obviously, it's closed mind.
Fucking Alabama. Do you know what's that's vile? I mean, there's nothing I can say about that hasn't been said 100 times. It's vile. It's disgusting. And I mean, Alabama. Not
gay marriage.
Sorry.
Anyway,
is it hot in here?
Our next headline. You also I think I'm following a theme of probably headlines you've heard of.
Gay marriage.
1,000 signed petition to make Danny DeVito the next Wolverine.
I have heard this, and I have signed.
Signed it.
I haven't, but I would love that. And the thing is, as well, this is something that I would actually like to touch on.
Okay, go on.
There's a thing in Hollywood.
A tangent. I wasn't expecting
that.
It's like, go on.
It's like you talk about whitewashing in Hollywood, but you also talk about what's the word when the person they cast is a lot more attractive than the source material. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
There's a word for it.
Yeah, I get what you mean, where it's like whitewashing, but not. Yeah. And I know that there's a word for it.
There is a word for
it. But it ain't coming to me right
now.
Put
it in the comments if you know it.
And subscribe.
Yeah, and In the comics, Wolverine was like the ugliest person alive. He was like feral. He was like violent. He was like, do you know what I mean? And like they go and give him to Hugh Jackman, who
huge asshole
is a snack. Do you know what I mean?
Tasty dish.
So like, and not Hugh Jackman. Wolverine is also tiny in the comics. So I genuinely believe that Danny DeVito would be the perfect. I mean, if he got into a bit of shape. Do you know what I mean?
No,
how dare you?
No, I was watching an interview with Danny DeVito the other day, and like that was the first time I've seen him, like not in a movie or in like Always Sunny or something, and I was going, oh my, he's getting really old. I was like, I hope we don't lose Danny DeVito. That would be he's
at least in his 60s, isn't he? Like nearly 70.
He's got to be older than that. Should we fact check it?
Absolutely. Do you know what was Danny DeVito's finest hour? Have you seen the Friends episode with him in? Because I know you're one of the weird. I have
seen him in Friends.
Jim's just one of the weird people who hasn't seen Friends
74
times.
Oh,
74? Shut the fuck up.
So while we're on the subject of Friends, I've worked out why I don't like Friends.
Why did you?
Love Chandler. Love Ross. Monica, great.
What? Monica's like the worst one.
I like Monica. I think she has funny lines. But the people I don't like is every single fucking thing Phoebe says is meant as a joke, and none of it is funny at all. Smelly Cat is not funny at all, and I hate it. And I just can't stand Phoebe and Rachel.
Dude, you've said at least 3 things already. We're like 10 minutes in, if that, and you said 3 things that have disgusted me to my core.
I've just got all the hot takes on this show, but I'm just saying, if Friends didn't have Rachel and Phoebe in it, I would love it. Because Joey, you know, incredible. Chandler especially, like, I love him. I watch them and laugh, and then there's scenes with like Phoebe and Rachel, and I'm literally just going.
I don't know what to say to this, because you're like objectively you are incorrect. Do you know what I mean?
I actually disagree. I think this right here. This is the correct opinion zone. And you'll notice that you are sitting outside of the correct opinion zone. And there's a reason for that.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
Shit, my be home slice.
I'm so sorry.
So should I move on to the next headline?
Again, I don't know if is it going to upset me like these ones have?
No, I think is
it going to lead to tangents that upset me?
Because yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I don't know if I'm ready, but okay.
Well, I don't care. So Nigel Farage trapped in Brexit bus after being threatened by a group with milkshakes. And I want this to be made into a movie adaptation. You know, he's peeking out the blinds. There's people with milkshakes. Do you know what I mean? Like zombies, but with, I'm thinking like, you know, not chavs, but just probably younger people with milkshakes.
Can I just say I don't understand why somebody hasn't thrown a yogurt at him instead, because then you could go with the headline Nigel Fromage. Do you know what I mean?
That is good.
Literally,
brilliant.
Idiots. Get your shit together.
No, what I like about it is they were banning milkshakes from like places where near he was talking.
Really?
And,
that's hilarious.
But surely, like, I think milkshakes are the things to throw when you're protesting. Milkshakes is, you know, up there, you know, that it's milkshakes, then it's like rocks, then it's like, you know,
piss.
Bullets. You know what I mean? Like, piss is pretty bad. Like, I think banning milkshake, all that's going to do is make people throw worse things. So I don't understand why they ban milkshake.
I will also say that people like Nigel Farage and I knew I was going to get upset.
Fucking
I hate to give people like this, Tommy Robinson, or
fuck off.
Stephen Yaxley Lennon. We'll call him that because that's his real name.
Yeah.
And like, then we're not propagating the myth. Do you know what I mean? Of Tommy Robinson,
the man, the myth.
Like he gets like. His whole thing is that he is this subjugated guy in the media. Do you know what I mean? Even though he probably gets more airtime than does the leader of the Green Party or the leader of the Lib Dems. Do you know what I mean? But his whole thing is that the mainstream media is doing me wrong. I'm so hard done by.
Yeah.
And throwing milkshakes at people like this. I feel like as great as it is, and as much as I want to do it,
gives them more press.
And adds to this myth of like, everybody's
doing it. It's the same about, I feel like Nigel Farage can literally have a fart and it's in the news cycle for 2 fucking weeks.
No, literally,
and it's just because the media feeds on controversy. So,
100%.
So I mean, I've always said that I genuinely think I could be an E-celebrity within within a few weeks, if I just said everything I disagreed with, just was the most controversial person I've ever said, like, been in my life. Do you know what I mean? Just like, you know, saying abortion's wrong, you know, like
Have you heard about Morrissey recently on that topic?
No, I've always thought Morrissey's a bit of a cunt.
No, Morrissey is the biggest cunt in the world. But
and I've never really liked his music either, must say.
No, his music sucks as well. It's whiny and it's, you know,
it's just not good.
But,
sorry, any fans.
No, the Smiths are that band that hot take time. The people who
we need a hot take button. We need like a do like you know, and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire Now when it's like not dead. That needs to be a hot take. So yeah,
the Smiths are not very good. No, I feel like they're just I feel like you grow up and like you're just people kind of take it for granted. Like the Smiths are that band who like saved music and they're really good, and so you don't want like, do you know what I mean? But in reality, that like, and everybody has this opinion that Morrissey is the greatest lyricist of all time when he just isn't. Like, listen to.
I have to say, I think I've genuinely listened to like 2 songs and gone, that's wank. So I don't really feel like I can go into it that hard, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I don't feel like I can have the hot take.
Put my headphones back on. I'm so sorry.
Honestly, that's okay. I wouldn't worry about it.
But sorry, my point.
Yeah, what did Morrissey say?
Because recently he's just over the past 3 years he's just said so much shit for like attention. Like he's come out in support very recently of like far right parties and far right politics, saying that like he said something about China, how the Chinese are subspecies.
Is he the one that bans meat being from?
Yeah. He bans meat from his if you need any more But what happened today was the oldest record store in the world in Cardiff. I don't know the name, but we should visit there one day.
Sounds good.
But just have stopped selling Morrissey
we'll
records.
Do a Plum vlog.
Yeah, but they've stopped selling Morrissey records because he's a cunt.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean? And
honestly, I don't think they were flying off the shelves anyway.
It's true. He's the worst. Literally, just Google any Morrissey interview from the past 3 to 4 years.
No, and does he have a Twitter? I'm sure I've seen some social media of his, which is just like nice. That was a reference to him being Irish.
Is he Irish?
I thought he was. Is he not Irish?
No, that wasn't a reference.
Let's find out. Well, that sounded Irish. I always thought Morrissey was Irish. Is he not?
I don't think he's Irish.
Is he not?
But there's that thing.
I always thought he sounded Irish.
No, from Manchester. They're from Manchester. What are we talking about? They're like famous as one of Manchester's big bands.
For some reason, I always thought Morrissey was
Irish.
I have no idea. Well, again.
Manchester's that famous city that has the Smiths, the Stone Roses, Oasis, Joy Division, Happy Mondays, everything.
Well, as I say, I've basically listened to everyone on that list and could name a few members, but the Smiths is the one which I genuinely, again, do not care for. But anyway, Nigel Farage is a cunt. And throw more milkshakes.
That's what you should take from this, yes.
And the next one, pastor arrested for selling tickets to heaven to members for $500.
Wait, sorry. Pastor arrested.
So he's not a piece of pasta. We're not talking linguine.
A pastor.
A priest.
Pastor.
Not a pasta.
Sorry, say it again.
So I'll just say priest for your reference. Priest arrested for selling tickets to heaven to members for $500.
Well, I feel that's just the church, and that's the church system in general. But because he's made it like
because it's for him now.
The church is basically the biggest pay-to-win scheme in the world, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
It is, yeah. It's like freemium gaming, but with religion.
Literally, but literally, that's just because he's outright doing that. Like, why aren't all the priests in the world? I love that he's been arrested for that and not for fucking. And all the priests haven't been arrested for fucking kiddie fiddling as well.
They just get shuffled around.
They just get put to the Vatican. Do you know what I mean?
They
just get promotion. Do you know what I mean?
From the original place where they raped kids. Classic.
That's exactly how it goes. Have you seen the film Spotlight?
No.
That's about that.
Oh, I watched one on Netflix called The Keepers or something, and that was about nuns and this priest that raped loads of kids and supposedly killed one of the nuns that wasn't okay with it, and like rolled her up in some carpet and threw her off a bridge or something.
What? Oh shit, that's heavy.
Priests.
If you're a priest,
who will stop them?
If you're a priest and you're touching kids,
please let us know.
Please stop.
Okay, so I'll move on to the next one.
Oh yeah, I was only joking. Oh yeah.
No.
Edit that out because I do very much subscribe to the belief that it is a sickness rather than
Oh, we don't need to edit out. This is an open conversation. Combination. This is a safe. We will open it with the combination.
No, but I feel this is too much of a hot take for this stage in our careers.
Okay, fine. I'll edit that one bit out, but I'm not editing this part about us editing it out.
Okay.
So.
Okay, I like it.
Or I'll leave it in. Who knows?
It would be funny if you edited that bit out and then left this bit here about us talking about the bit that has been edited out, but people will never know what I said.
Who knows? He could have said anything. If you can guess what he said, comment down below. So in the next one, scientists found early human DNA from 10,000-year-old ancient chewing gum.
I didn't know there was chewing gum from 10,000 years.
I didn't know that either, but they just said they found some chewing gum.
So if we're chewing gum, does that make us all like cultured and stuff? Because that's
like our heritage.
Are you going to Google chewing gum now?
Origin. Date. Because they said they found it 10,000 years ago.
So what did they find in it? Sorry.
The American Indians chewed resin made of sap of spruce trees.
So. When they say the American Indians, do they mean the Native Americans?
Yes, I believe so.
I see.
They found ancient DNA, so early human DNA. So it's like proving when what DNA comes from what continent and stuff like that. I think it was in Sweden.
Wow.
And they were like, this is some early human DNA. It's like, I think some of the earliest they've got on file.
Wow. And you say that as an expert.
Yes. Thanks. Well, I am an expert, actually, in deoxyribonucleic acid.
Very good, very good.
Just good job on
DNA.
That's DNA for you fucking idiots. If you didn't know that, you're an idiot.
That's very interesting. I would be interested to know more about that and the history of chewing gum.
Well, maybe
That's
we should.
History. I heard there was sawdust in it at one point. Maybe I've made that up. Maybe there's still sawdust in it. If you know, please let us know.
You know that thing people say where if you swallow chewing gum, it's in you for 6 years?
Yeah.
Is that bullshit?
Well, I don't know. This is why I need to do
These
more
are the
research
big questions.
about
Okay, well,
I feel like we've just posed all the big
chewing gum
questions that could possibly be to do with chewing gum. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll do my research. I'll put my thinking cap on.
And I want to go into episode 7
No,
without so much as an introduction. I just want you to tell me
chewing gum facts.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you know that juicy fruit contains 16.5 calories?
Well, no, I said save it for next episode, chums.
That was, actually off the dome. I know I sounded very professional, but I have no idea how many calories in a juicy fruit. Our last headline.
Our last headline. Oh my
god. There's a couple articles, but okay, our last headline. China vows. They vow from the bottom of the heart.
That's so China.
To crack down on funeral strippers.
Oh
and
my god.
And the little caption I've got under that is, some hire them to boost numbers as high attendance seen as a way of honouring the deceased. Can you imagine?
Do you know what? I mean, haven't I been campaigning about this issue for many years now? I've been.
But you want to bring the strippers in.
Do you know what I mean?
Fucking but can you just imagine, let's say your aunt dies and you're there with. I don't
want to imagine that. Sorry.
Okay, well, who would you be okay with dying that you went to feel? Because I don't want to put you through too much stress. Let's say I die.
Well,
let's say
I'd be okay.
Let's say I die. Okay. And you're there, your mum's there, my mum's there, everyone's crying. But
wait, is my mum coming to your funeral? Did you
of course she is. If I die next week, anyway.
Yeah.
So and then you get there, and there's some big booty hoes stripping for dollars right on my coffin.
This isn't fair because I would love that at your funeral. Do you know what I mean? Because
I
feel like funny, if either me or you go, we'd have a very ironic funeral.
But I'm just saying,
it would be
the emotion mixed with the sweat.
I'd be crying, but I'd be like, what this? Jim's would be laughing at this right now.
I'll put a 10 in between her tits. It's what he would have wanted.
That's so funny. So do people just are the strippers crying? Are they?
Are they in black?
I have to say, I've
they're
never
in
attended a funeral with
bikinis, and they whip them off. Yeah, I don't know.
How does it work? Are they dancing while they're giving the eulogy?
My god, I'm so sorry. I just played the end of the news. Should I try and YouTube Chinese funeral strippers?
I would love that. I feel that must be a very YouTube thing. Chinese funeral strippers. Oh, it's not in the recommended in the set. There's a lot of people saying let's talk. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Oh my god, are we going to put it on the screen? Oh my god, everybody is experiencing this for the first time with us. It has 13 likes and 2 dislikes.
It is a portrait video, so
I'm excited for this.
Oh, got a nice intro to it.
Oh my god.
Oh
my god.
Go get it, sister.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they're really bumping and grinding.
no,
I assume that's the coffin.
Okay, regardless of whenever you die, I am getting this for you.
Okay, I can't wait. Yeah. The bigger the better, you know that.
I agree.
Actually, I would like women to be respected at my funeral.
I would like women of all shapes and sizes to be present.
Yes. I like the music. I hope this isn't
Yeah.
what was playing at the funeral
Like-
because it seems pretty shit.
No, I
Listen, do you think it'd be like-
put like your favourite songs on?
No, it has to be like there's a separate category for like stripper songs. It's like cherry pie, you know. It's like it's just kind of Pride and Joy would probably work to be
I would
fair.
love that so
Which I
much.
do want as I'm going down into the like crematorium. It's just like
We need to tell the Pride and Joy story, but not today. Another day.
another day. But for now, you
Well,
don't
it's
need a
coming.
story. It's a
Yeah.
great song.
What a great song.
What a great
What a
song.
great song.
What a great song indeed.
No,
Should
but
we move
I
on?
can't wait, and I would like them at my funeral as well, please,
Mm,
because
of course.
obviously they're going to be forced out of China now, so they're going to come over here.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what have we got here?
So Connecticut fugitive says he'll surrender if 15,000 people like his wanted poster on Facebook. Here he is.
Oh, look at him, he's a dish.
He's a dish. There is a video. I mean, it
Can we watch it?
doesn't
it's
seem
not
to
on.
play.
Okay, I was going to say
what to know?
Need to
I mean,
stop talking after.
honestly, I just kind of wanted to see the picture of his face.
I love it. Do you know what? Like,
like,
he's not the
should we
most
see how
attractive
many-
of all men in the world. So
Oh.
I bet he didn't get
It's got 22k likes.
Oh,
so I
fantastic.
hope it's turned in.
Oh, dreams do come true. But yeah, he doesn't look like he got a lot of likes on Facebook. Do you know what I mean? And
he's used to
so he's-
3 likes, and he just
yeah,
kind of
the odd 4 or 5 likes here and there.
He has
but,
7 arrest warrants
Oh
and
my
is being
God.
sought as a fugitive because he has failed to show up to
Bless.
court.
Oh, so he's got 7. Why haven't the police just got him
On
yet?
Wednesday evening, the Facebook post eclipsed 15,000 likes, but Sims had yet to turn himself in.
Do you think the police saw it go past 15,000 and they were
We
like,
got
"Oh my
him!"
God, guys, come on, we did
He's
it!
gonna do
Ring
it.
the ding, ding,
Yeah.
ding." Yeah.
But to be fair, like I feel like that's quite a specific request. Like to the
Yeah.
point where if someone made that request, I'd think that they would, do it.
Yeah.
Do you know
I
what
also
mean?
must say as well that if I was handing myself in and could potentially be in prison for the rest of my life, I would be asking for a lot more than
Yeah.
15,000.
Yeah,
likes,
like
do you know what I mean?
20,000 likes.
Yeah,
do you know
like-
what I mean? Let's get up
Do you
there.
know what I mean?
Maybe follow me on Instagram. Like, yeah, I'd probably try and get a little bit more out of it.
Absolutely, but I'm very glad that I'm very happy for him.
That you got
Well
his
done.
likes. Good job. Okay, so next one.
Oh.
Oh, where's my headline? Louisiana woman demanded oral sex at gunpoint, fired shots at man as he fled the apartment.
Wait.
And this just
Hold
goes
on.
to show you should give oral
Louisiana-
just as much as you
Demanded
want
oral
to
sex,
receive it.
but- Hold on, so
She's hanging out with a dude.
she's
Her
the one who has
boyfriend.
the gun,
She's got the gun.
and she's demanding, "Give me oral sex."
Give me oral sex.
Oh, I thought like somebody had a gun at her and was like, and she was
no.
like, "Hey, this is hot. Give me oral sex." Oh, okay.
No. She demands oral sex.
Five
And I
shots
think
at
that's
man.
just a lesson, if you're not giving your girlfriend head to the point where she's, got a gun on you,
Yeah.
what are you doing with your life? Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Although, I want to say that drugs are probably involved in this incident. Let from a second floor apartment one day after a woman tried to shoot him because he refused to give her oral sex.
Oh.
Why do you think he didn't want to do it?
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know how to say this tastefully. Like
Yes. Go on. What do you think it was?
Yeah, I know. There's no way I can say this safely. I don't know. Maybe it was her time of the month. Maybe. But you know
I'm
what?
fine with that.
Apparently,
Do you know
I'm
what I
fine
mean?
with that as well. But
It's natural.
apparently, it's actually quite good for you.
Bit of iron in the blood, yeah.
Or maybe it's jungle down there. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
yeah.
That 5
Honestly,
minutes of me trying to figure out how to say that tastefully culminated in that just there.
Honestly, I think that she is in the right. The guy should have done it. Do
I
you know what I
think,
mean?
you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. So once in the
you
pub.
should be able to have sexual favors
Yeah,
whenever you want.
Yes. Speed asked him to give. Her last name is Speed, which questions.
What's her first name? That was a nice noise, bud. That's a good noise.
Anisha.
Anisha Speed.
Speed.
Oh my God! You could. Oh, there's
yeah,
a
so-
world of opportunities there for like.
Yeah, so he declined. And then she responded by pulling out her hand. Can you imagine that if your girlfriend's
To
like,
be fair there,
hey,
like,
go on, give me some head, and then she's
Yeah.
like, what's that motherfucker?
I imagine like maybe like maybe he'd already done it that day,
yeah.
and she was like, wasn't good enough.
It's
you know
your
what I mean?
turn, yeah.
Like, I've already done it for like
Yeah,
2
yeah.
hours.
My tongue
Do you know what I
hurts.
mean?
Yeah.
That's funny. Or maybe like somebody who would pull a gun out when asking for oral sex sounds like a very aggressive
They
lady
sound quite
to me. Do you know what I mean?
unstable, yeah.
So like
Imagine
maybe
when
she
they-
wasn't asking
yeah.
very nicely. She
Yeah.
wasn't like.
Imagine
someone-
when the dishes aren't done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
maybe she's constant with this.
Yeah.
But also, they said they also found a stolen shotgun and a PlayStation 4 games console from the victim's home.
Classic
So
combination.
she'd also nicked his PS4. So, but he was unaware.
So
I
he was
guess.
just like, I won't give you oral sex until you give me my PS4 back.
No,
No,
I
I do think it comes down to how nicely you ask. Like if somebody says to me, Sam, can you give me oral sex, please? I'd be like, absolutely. Do you know what I mean?
Someone's
Of
like,
course,
suck my dick.
If somebody says like, some oral sex, motherfucker,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's the magic word?
Maybe light some candles next time, and you can
Yeah.
avoid this
Oh
situation.
my god, what an effort! They want to try hard if you
Yeah.
like candles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't do it with people get. Sometimes get quite mad at me because I can't do it with music on because I sing along to it. We put on the that run. Have I told this story already?
Yeah.
Oh
My.
Yeah, literally.
You haven't on the podcast though.
Yeah,
Go on, tell it,
yeah.
it's a good
That
story.
run the Jules story. That it's like, oh man, fuck the Lord, they can eat. Yeah,
That's
like,
what
I
it is.
literally, I just can't do it. And then we'll
Yeah.
put on a song we'll put on a playlist, and it'll just be obviously playlist the songs that I like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll just be like,
Mine needs to be instrumental only,
"She really called
or
me
like
brother." No,
I
can't
can
do
go
it.
for like some kind of soul-y music sort of thing.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, it has to be instrumental. I agree.
But I can't go for like, just normal songs I'd be listening to, or I do the same and then get too
Yeah.
focused on the music
Yeah.
instead of the sex.
Especially if something like Hamilton comes on.
Mm.
I'll be
Yeah.
like, how does a bastard often?
Yeah,
Do you know
no,
what I mean?
that'd be nightmarish. Okay, well, yeah, I think we've covered our oral sex bases.
Absolutely.
Let's move on to our next headline.
I'm
That's a good
excited
one.
to see.
Norwegian horse girl. No, I don't quite understand this headline.
She is trot
She-
and gallops
she
perfect
is
on
trot.
all fours.
No, I think this is like a Norwegian article, perhaps. So
You know what?
She,
They tried.
I'm just going to do it in Russian. She is trot and gallops all perfect on all fours.
I love it.
There she is.
I love the one that's in the recent post that says
Algeria.
Algeria rid of malaria.
Let's
But to
open
be
that
fair,
one too. That's our next.
They can speak better English than I can speak Norwegian. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. How many languages do you speak, Sim?
Well, you know what?
So-
I used to be able to speak Spanish pretty very well.
Yeah, you used to be able to speak like what, like A-level Spanish. It's not really
Yeah.
like fluent Spanish.
No,
Is
no,
it?
no,
It probably would have been like right.
A-level Spanish is pretty good
Yeah.
Spanish, I
I
must
mean,
say.
yeah, no, I'm sure it is, but it
Yeah.
probably would be like the equivalent of writing like shitty
Yeah,
articles
yeah,
like this.
yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean? So yeah.
That's true.
I'm gonna press play. Are you ready for this?
I'm
19
not
million
sure.
views on
I'm
this.
enjoying this like booty in my face. Though, do you know
Well-
what I mean?
Well, I'll just let you appreciate that for a bit then.
Alright, I'm over it.
Oh, it's so loud. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
The ear rape.
I love how emotional this music is.
It is. It really
I'm
fits
gonna
in what's
start
happening.
crying.
Now look at her.
Oh my god. Oh, she does it so well.
From far, you will literally look like a single horse.
Wait, is this
Oh, this is deep.
is this like how she like moves all the time day to day, or does she just
I
enjoy?
think she just does this.
Enjoy doing this
yeah.
as a hobby.
Yeah, she just does.
No, but if
this.
she goes to like the shops, it
I
just
don't
go like
think
this.
I don't think she does this all the time. Although it does look faster than
I was
running.
gonna say it
So
looks,
maybe she runs
it
like
looks,
this.
it looks way too good to be just a hobby.
She was saying it doesn't hurt her at all or something.
Oh my god!
She
Oh
goes
my
to-
god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh. That was gonna leave us hanging
baby,
for a
a
second there.
triple.
Oh my goodness me!
Yeah,
Oh
so
wow! I
The
enjoyed
woman
that.
says she doesn't experience any muscle pain during or after a horse runs. I don't
Right,
know
we get
why,
it. Okay, we get
but
it.
I
do you know
don't
what mean?
feel any pain in my body. I hope that
Wow.
means just during this, not like in general. Otherwise, you might need to get that looked at.
Oh, the sudden popularity caused some negative reactions.
Why? Like people see this horsewoman and go, "Yo, this is unnatural. I don't know why anyone would do that."
You're either male or a female. There is no in between.
You are not a horse.
Look at me. Look at me. You are not a horse.
And that's what it.
Wow.
But I thought that was pretty
That was
touching.
no. I loved that, and I nearly started crying when they when the music came on.
Yeah.
But let's look at Algeria being rid of malaria. Well done, Algeria. Very, very good, very good.
Algeria is officially free from malaria. That's turning
I'm
like
so
the
proud of Algeria.
An announcement made to the World Health Organization. Who? Who? No case of malaria has been recorded in the country for 3 years. Oh my! Let's fucking throw a party for Algeria. Like, well done. Like, honestly, malaria sucks now.
I didn't think we'd ever get there.
Now people that go there don't have to take those fucking tablets.
I probably would take one just in case, I must say.
Well, I went to Colombia and they had,
I really...
I don't know if I mentioned that. But like malaria was there, but in the space I was going, they were like, there's no malaria there, so you don't even need to take tablets. And I was like, okay. And do you know what? I went.
Wow.
I didn't get malaria.
Did you get malaria?
No, they did tell us the mosquitoes probably carry yellow fever, which I had been vaccinated for, but they told us not to have a baby for 9 months afterwards.
I bet Danny Austin was devastated.
It was difficult, but we got through it. And our last headline, our last article.
I don't want to. I'm gonna wait. Is it on the screen now?
It is.
Oh my,
Florida manatee orgy near Tampa Bay Highway causes world's most awkward traffic jam.
That is the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Yeah, like it was apparently just lots of...
Wait, so people just wanted to get out and
an unusual congregation of mating manatees reportedly caused a traffic jam. Yeah, because loads of people got out to then watch the manatees.
Fucking what dickhead go off? What dickhead get out their car, like, on the outside lane there? Oh, I hate them so much. Like,
I've got to see the manatees for.
Literally.
There's a video.
That's incredible. I thought the manatees were like having how do they know that's an orgy?
I guess.
Are they making whale sex noises?
Marital love.
That was my whale sex noise. Like
I mean, this video doesn't seem to have any audio with it, so.
Wow.
I guess we can't hear.
Speaking of orgies, I heard something funny the other day. I was on Reddit.
It's a great place to be. That's where a lot of Plum News is sourced.
Love you, Reddit.
Look at the go. Sorry, you just missed.
We don't know that they could just be having a scrap.
No, that's defo. There's definitely something going on there.
Yeah, there is something, but we don't know it's an orgy.
I assume someone who, in a professional manner, said that was an orgy. Anyway, that marks the end of Plum News.
Wow, I was about to say something. Okay,
say something now. God,
I'm so sorry. I just wanted it to be in the segment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
News, you know what I mean?
Let's begin Plum News again. Go
on. It's okay. No, I was reading the thing about you know how all these memes are coming out at the moment saying like, in 50 years time, all people's homes are just going to be people playing fucking Smash and watching The Office and shit.
Yeah.
Like
on Pornhub 24/7.
Yeah, literally. And I saw I didn't realise this was a thing still for old people, but one girl said she had to quit her job at the old people's home because she walked in on an orgy. There was like 5 people on one old woman. 5 old men on one old woman.
Yeah.
It's like,
no,
it's like a sex haven.
They
you know
fuck like crazy. I've
really?
heard that so much. Well, I guess it's it's the end of your life. Your spouse has just died.
You've got nothing better
Usually
to do.
You've been with someone for the last 30 years. Yeah. You know, you're probably going to die next week.
Me and Amy Sands were talking about this the other day. We were saying like,
fuck everyone.
If one of us died, like, God forbid, like next week, and like went up to, say I died next week and went up to heaven, and I got myself.
I mean, I don't think you'd be going there.
Well,
did you hear that comment we had to tell out earlier?
the guy at the pearly gates would be just like, that was some excellent content on Plum News again right here.
I know you edited it out, but I saw it.
But what was I going to say?
Sorry, what are you
so I go up to heaven now, and I get myself like a really nice, heaven girlfriend, like really, really cool heaven girlfriend, and I live for like 50 years with this heaven girlfriend, and then Amy Sands comes up and is like, and I'm like, do you know what I mean? Like, well,
this is embarrassing, yeah.
But
what would you do?
I'd just be like, sorry, no.
I mean, I guess it would depend, when Amy Sands died, because if Amy Sands died like 2 weeks later, and she's like, well, you fucking moved on fast. No, whereas if it's like 80 years and she's an old woman, she's probably moved on too. Do you know what I mean?
We talked about this last night, and she was like, wow, you wouldn't wait for me.
just having like, fucking hurry up, Amy Sands, like fucking fall over or something. Absolutely. I like to think, I don't actually believe in a heaven, but if there was one, I like to think that there's just a big TV screen and you can just watch someone's life Like, I want to see what Dave Grohl's up to.
Oh, I agree, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
I often worry about that because, like, you know, when you're alone, like
you're having a shit.
Yeah, you and you have these like we all have terrible alone habits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we all
even just the way you're posing, like when you're on your own, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
literally, yeah. And I'm just terrified that like somehow there's like an afterlife thing or like ghosts everywhere that are like watching you at all times. You know what I mean? And like have you seen the show The Good
Santa
Place?
says you've been very naughty this year.
Have you seen the show The Good Place?
No, I don't believe I have.
No, it's made by the guy who makes like Parks and Rec and The Office and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh yeah, I think someone told me to watch that. Literally,
It's probably me and Amy.
Probably
It's okay. It's out of those 4 shows that I just mentioned, I've never seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I would put it. I've enjoyed it, but I'd put it below Parks and Rec and
Brooklyn Nine-Nine's very like, you know, it's all right for me. Do you know what I mean? I can put it on every couple episodes. I go, do you know what I mean? I enjoy it, but it's not like
background watching.
Unlike, do you know what you need to watch?
What's that?
Seinfeld.
No, literally, I need to watch some more than this. But also, I don't.
And we are literally
like
2 of the
Friends,
characters.
you know what I mean?
We are 2 of the characters from it. It's so like,
I'm excited
it's so much better than Friends in every way, shape, and form. Sorry.
You see, that's left like a bad taste in my mouth now. Now I don't want to like it.
Like,
I know I'm gonna love it and it'll be hilarious.
It is really funny. No, it's like that new one that's a bit like BoJack on Netflix.
Yeah.
Just fucking horrible. Could not stand it at all. It was so like they kept being
it's
like
made
yes,
by
and then
BoJack,
I know, and
I'm so upset because BoJack is in my top 3 shows.
I mean, the first 5
BoJack.
minutes I decided I hated it, and then I was like,
this is the new show, not BoJack.
Yeah. No, BoJack's incredible. I can't remember what it's even called, Toucan Bertie or something like that. So I watched 5 minutes of it, couldn't stand it. But then I was like, hey, I'm not the guy who watches 5 minutes of a show and gives up on it.
Since I've known you for a while, and you are exactly that person.
That's me. But I lied to myself, and I said I was not that person. So I watched another 5 more minutes, and fucking hell, it is just the most Generation Z like.
Z.
Oh, Z. Z.
ZZ Top.
It's. Yes, ZZ Top, yes. Lagrange.
Yeah, you don't like the show there now?
No, awful.
I just thought before you tangented again, I thought I'd bring you back.
No, it was so, like, literally every 3... It was literally like watching a show for ADHD people that wasn't funny at all, but was constantly... I mean, to be fair, for me, it reminds me of, like Phoebe humour, only... injected with like
stop
like
saying
XD
bad things about
like
Phoebe.
13-year-old corpse kid humour.
I'm so
like
mad.
But I haven't got the nostalgia for it, and I genuinely think if I would have watched it
when
I was
me and Ian, we were watching it from the beginning.
Too hard. Oh my god.
I watched it from the beginning, and I am laughing out loud each episode. It's hilarious.
You know,
I've seen it 40 times, like each episode at least. And it is hilarious every time.
Do you know who's not hilarious?
I'm honestly...
Should we move on? I was going to say, have you got like any mysteries, like world mysteries that you want to see solved in your lifetime?
Well, that was a clean break, wasn't it?
Well, I just thought we'd really separate ourselves. I could see there was a rift between us.
Any mystery solved in my lifetime?
There's like a mystery.
Yes, absolutely. I want to know what happened on the fucking boat trip in Gavin and Stacey. You know, when Uncle Bryn.
Yes.
Yeah, and he's like, I was going to do my Welsh accent, but it'll be shit, and I'll embarrass myself and everyone, and him and the fucking nephew, I can't remember his name, the very metrosexual one,
right?
And the boat trip. I don't need to explain it. Everybody knows what I'm talking
Honestly, I've only seen Gavin and Stacey once, and it's a few years ago, so I'm a bit foggy on the boat
so
trip.
I'll bring it back again.
Sorry.
So basically, so Bryn is Stacey's uncle, yes.
Yeah. It's right.
I can't remember his name for the life of me, but he's Stacey's brother.
Yes.
And he turns up one day and Bryn's like, oh my god. And then they go talk and they're like, do you still think about the boat trip? And like, do you know what I mean? And like, it's never revealed what happened.
No,
they say like
that now. Yes, yeah. No,
they say like, it was legal. It was legal what we did, but
that's funny.
So,
okay, do you want to know mine?
What? Oh, so we're not going to talk about my one. Okay,
Well,
that's
I mean,
fine.
we can talk about it if you want.
Well,
but
it sounds like you had an agenda
I
already.
feel well, I feel like nothing more can be. You know, that's quite a humorous thing. Picking further into it would probably just lead.
Yep.
Lead
Whatever.
away from comedy.
Put it on. You don't
And
like
also-
Phoebe. You don't like.
And also, it's not even real, son. Like, I'm talking about real life,
It's real to me.
hardcore
It's real
mysteries.
To me. Yes. Okay.
So you may have heard of this. Throughout time,
Honestly, I'm just so mad at you right now. I can't even.
we can pause if you want for the.
Obviously,
I'm sorry. I just don't get. Obviously, humor is you know subjective, and I just don't click with that. Do you know what I mean?
Carry on. Come on.
So
obviously, Maddie McCann as well.
Yes, that's a good one. Yes, that's a good one. So this is the Solid Sea human foot discovery. So since 2007, human feet keep washing up on the Solid Sea near British Canada. Each time it's a foot in a sock in a shoe. They've never found any other part of the human other than the foot.
Oh my god!
It's just feet. Feet keep turning up everywhere.
God.
Here's a map of these feet.
I love that. Like, I think of all the maps I've ever seen in my lifetime, this is one of the more outrageous.
And
I
here's a list of discoveries of feet they've found. A girl visiting Washington picked up a 12-size Adidas shoe and opened the sock to find a man's right foot. This thought to become disarticulated due to submerged decay.
I've just solved this right now.
Yeah.
It's an art project.
Yeah,
this is
fucking
definitely
art students.
This is definitely an art project, and some guys have made like say the word that I'm trying to say for me.
Pristine. No. Prosthetic.
That's it. No, I'm a bit upset that you didn't know what word. I'll tell.
Sorry, I was half reading this. I do apologise.
And he's just like, this will be well funny. Maybe I'll get a Wikipedia article out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, they've been DNA tested and shit. They are actually.
They're actually
legit human feet.
Oh, then the art students cut the feet off.
No, there's no signs of tools. What people like.
Of what? Sorry.
Tools. This is what I mean. Like, this is why I hate Phoebe. Do you know what I mean? Like,
why do you hate? What's that got to do with Phoebe?
Fuck you.
What the fuck does that have to do with Phoebe?
It doesn't. Anyway,
say tool that you hit.
Tool.
Now say what if you're not small, you're
tool.
I don't know why I find that so funny.
If we're quite done, I think we should move on to the foot mysteries.
This is it's a tall tale.
So there are in total of 21 feet that have shown up. Just wait for this to stop. You know, I'm starting to regret inviting you to be my co-host on this podcast. Yeah, finish that water there. Yeah. Just fill some space.
Wasn't even funny what I said. Okay,
this was not. This is not words. Okay, so there's a total of 21. Just Phil. So I'll just talk over him really. So there's a total of 21 feet, and that's a lot of feet that have shown up.
It's not even an even number of feet.
No, it's not. It's not. Well, they've never found. They haven't found a pair of feet. It's just singular feet.
Oh, motherfucker!
I think that was karma. And the last foot they found was on January the 1st, 2019. So they're still finding these feet.
So are they just finding them, or are they just washing up?
They just wash up. People are saying what it's likely to be. Yeah. The theories are, if like a body is like way down somewhere, they'll like tie them up by the feet, and then the ankles are quite like a loose part of us, so they'll degrade first, if you know what I mean. And then because the shoe is buoyant, then they float up. Other people are saying,
Good word,
buoyant.
Could be word of the day.
Could be, but you know, we'll never know. And then there's like people saying it's a plane crash. But honestly, this keeps me up at night. I'm like, where are these feet coming from? It's a lot of feet.
Where are all the other body parts? Oh my god. Do you think one day there's going to be a mass discovery of just like bodies without feet, or just one foot? And like,
that'd be cool. Yeah, and they're like, hold on a minute, it's like Lego but with human bodies.
Oh my god, we should ask when John Tickle inevitably comes on Plum Chutney.
Inevitably.
We'll ask his opinions because he's a man of science and he will
he's a man of science and a man of reason.
He'll know the answers to this.
It says here in the It's on the Wikipedia article. It says, however, finding feet and not the rest of the body has been deemed unusual. finding 2 feet has been given 1,000,000 to 1 odds, and has this been described as an anomaly.
Wow.
The finding of the 3rd foot made it the first time 3 discoveries have been made so close to each other. The 4th discovery caused speculation about human interference and statistically was called curious. And now they're on 21. So
Yeah, I think that's what makes me think art students are behind this. They're behind everything in the world.
A serial killer art student.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
No.
No. Okay.
No,
well, the first episode of Black Mirror, the guy steals like a princess and pretends to cut off like her fingers.
Right. Okay.
And in the end, it's art. Like the guy says, it was the first great art of the 21st century, like kidnapping a princess and then cutting off the fingers.
Oh, so he did cut off the fingers?
No, he cut off his own fingers and pretended it was her fingers.
What did she think? Or is this like on a video?
No, she was genuinely kidnapped.
Yeah.
And he sent a video to like the Prime Minister.
I was just wondering whether like
she
would like had her hands, but then they like put his hands over or something, then cut off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She thought her hands were being cut. I was just.
No,
I was like, what's the ruse?
That'd be pretty cool though. That'd be like.
Yeah. Well, they say that like if you see, like I bet like it's like when you get a cut on your arm.
Yeah.
And someone goes, "Oh my god, look at that cut on your arm," then you're like. And then you're like, "Ow, fuck, that really hurts."
Absolutely.
Like maybe that would happen with your fingers.
That's the same with that's like man flu. That basically, isn't it? Like I could be perfectly fine, and somebody could go, "Oh, you don't look very well," and I'd be like, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. Or like when milk's gone like 1 day past the expiry date, and you're
absolutely.
like, "Oh, that fucking pongs," even though probably smelled the exact same yesterday. Yeah.
Absolutely. Or I had another good example, but it's gone.
That's okay, you know.
But no, I don't think it's likely we'll ever find out this.
No.
Except though, in the order of likeliness of all the ones we mentioned, I think this is because this. We'll find this out. Then we'll find out what happened on the boat trip. Then Maddie, I don't know. Which one would you put those in?
Honestly, I'd probably put the boat trip above the other ones because you could just ask the writers. Like they might come out with it one day. That seems like there is at least a source where you could get something from. If you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
Whereas this. Just seems like fucking madness.
I have to say, like, human interference does seem like a.
Yeah.
It all seems at very go back up.
Oh, yeah.
It all seems at like that's like 6-month intervals there, and 2 were found in February 2016.
Yeah, it's kind of just dotted around.
Not,
do you know what I mean? It's not really. It's not here and all there. It's just a bit like they just keep appearing every so often.
I love how they put like there was one there that said in a New Balance shoe. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, they were saying
stylish.
No, because they're tracking the shoes to then say this shoe was sold in India or whatever. So they can be like, this is where this shoe came from. Because obviously,
I should know. Because I'm going to be a private investigator, of course.
Exactly, this is where you should get your roots from.
Oh,
they said the most recent foot to be
my future
found
employer doesn't see this.
Was tied to Antonio Neal, who was a man who was apparently had depression. So he was apparently a suicide. Like people thought he committed suicide. So maybe people are just jumping off a bridge somewhere, and then like they're going.
Or maybe
like,
just think there's like
But then there's also some children.
Maybe
there's like 3 children. Like I think I saw a boy size 6.
Well, that doesn't necessarily. You just might be a small-footed man.
I mean, yeah, that's true, but it's like kids trainers. Do you know what I mean?
Like they glow up when you walk on them.
Plus, you have like a child 6, and then you have like an adult 6. It's a different size, isn't it? Yeah.
Really?
And then this one, a woman, a child's right foot without a shoe or sock.
Oh my god. I don't know. What are your thoughts and feelings?
I have no idea, but I've been following this for a couple of years now, and I just want to know what's going on. Do you know what I mean?
I don't think we'll ever know.
I don't think we will ever know, but if you have any clues, if you found,
if you're one of the people whose feet. Wait, oh no.
If you're missing your foot.
I'm embarrassed. Oh no. How long do we have to go? I'm embarrassed.
Like whatever. You know what I mean? Have you got anything
I'm
else
embarrassed.
to lay on us?
I'm too upset with you and embarrassed to say.
Honestly, so I'm sorry I brought it up. That I'm sure Phoebe said a couple things that I would deem funny. It's just
I'm
that's
sure
the
she has.
reason why I don't
You
enjoy
just
the
don't
show
like her,
personally.
like
I
her.
don't like her. She's a woman, and
Did you see that,
famously I am quite sexist.
It's true.
That'll
But,
be it.
I can't believe like Monica. She's literally the worst one.
I
But,
don't like think. I don't howl at things she's laughing.
Yeah.
She can just talk.
You don't howl at the things she's
And-
laughing now.
And she doesn't make me go, like Phoebe and Rachel do.
That's upsetting. Did
Yeah,
you see
yeah.
recently? Phoebe played Smelly Cat with Taylor Swift live. Like Taylor Swift got to come out.
That
and,
sounds great. Did you love that?
I
Because you famously,
Tay
j'adore.
Tay. No,
Taylor
what's the
Swift.
opposite of j'adore? Like,
Je déteste.
Je déteste.
It's detest.
Où
isn't
est
it?
la
Je
piscine?
déteste.
I don't know.
Baguette.
Eiffel Tower, baguette. That was a good impression.
Shout out to our French listeners.
All of them, yes.
Yes, all.
We need to establish a base in this country before
They
we
call
go
it
international.
Plum Chutney.
Plum Chutney.
It kind of
But,
sounds like a Chardonnay. Plum Chardonnay.
Maybe that's what our French branch should be called.
Ooh.
Chardonnay.
Chardonnay.
Instead of Plum Chutney.
That's good. I like that. Yeah.
Oh my god, we're
I
doing
like
that. Okay.
Let's do it.
Amazing. But no, I can't think of any other mysteries in my life right now.
No, I was just. I mean, this is what
I'm
I
trying
had
to think of
wanted
like a
talk about.
personal. Have you got like a personal mystery to me?
Like your pineapple incident sort of thing.
Oh yeah,
from
How I Met Your Mother reference. Nice.
Yeah, no, I
It's
don't think
definitely
I've
gonna
got.
be one.
I don't think I really have anything where I'm like it keeps me up at night. I'm like, how,
How
why,
did this
you know,
happen?
just like the normal shit. Like why do I exist? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean all the
Sounds
standard stuff.
joke.
that keeps us up at night.
Yeah.
Keep talking while I think.
Oh, hold on. I mean, I could get any one of Tickle's teasers up, and they'd be just plenty
Yes.
of material for you.
Why
Why do they call an orange, but not a lime, a lime? Oh,
I don't know.
no,
No, honestly, I clearly have lived a very
macabre.
straightforward life with very few riddles or unsolved mysteries.
If you tweet but you don't have any Twitter followers,
Yes.
did you even tweet?
Yes. I've answered that one. Come on, give me another one. Give me another one.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Just
Because somebody could look at your tweet if they're not following
here's
you.
one for
John
you.
Tinkle, that's disappointed me.
If Teflon, that was my personal
Oh,
one, not
oh,
John
Jim-
Tinkle's,
oh.
I'm so sorry.
Well, obviously. Yeah.
If Teflon is non-stick, how do they make it stick to the pan?
Is this John Tickles?
This is John Tinkle's.
Teflon is non-stick. How do they make it stick? How do they make what stick to the pan?
Teflon.
Oh, well, it's made out of Teflon. It's not stuck to the pan. It's made out of Teflon.
No, I think it is I think because if you use one of those, the scour.
Well, one layer is of Teflon and the other's like sticky back plastic or something. John Tickle, I thought you were a man of science. Please
I
John
think that
Tickle.
was just a funny one for the mums at home. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's one for you. No, to be fair, a lot of Tinkle's teasers I've got it. I don't mean to denounce my favourite guy, but a lot of them do not
The
have
thing
much.
is, there are two types of Tickles teasers. There's a Tickles teaser that is genuinely trying to get to the heart of
yeah.
the human condition
Yeah.
and the heart of
Which I would
the
say is
planet
most of them.
and society.
Yeah.
And there's the comedic ones. You
Here's
know
this
what I
one.
mean?
Here's one for you.
Okay.
What is the opposite of opposite?
The same.
That's true.
So,
That's easy.
you know what
Done.
I mean? Yeah.
Done. Take that one off.
I know. Wait, I've tickled that one off. Do you get it?
Yeah, no, I've just read another one, which again is an easy tick
Come on,
off.
read it out.
But
I'll give it to you.
if you were born exactly on 12 midnight on
Yes.
December 31st
Yes.
/ January 1st, which year would you say you were born in?
The one with January 1st.
Exactly,
obviously,
because midnight is in the next.
Oh,
Come on,
John
Come on,
Tickle,
John.
John Tickle.
Maybe they've sorted this and easily solvable.
Yeah.
Okay, so if
I
mineral
hope this is in order, yeah. Rick,
again,
like, easily solvable. It must
another
be, it
easily
must be,
solvable
it
one,
must
but
be.
I'll let you solve it.
Go on,
If
I'm
mineral
saying,
water
make
has
me feel like the
trickled
big
through
man.
mountains.
Sorry, start again. I was feeling like the big man. I'm telling
If
you.
mineral water has trickled through mountains for thousands of years,
Yes.
why does it have an expiration date?
Because it does.
Because that's what the health, the food safety, you got to do that.
Yeah, and they add
It's
like shit to
regulation.
it as well, don't they?
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, here's one for you.
Fucking John Tickle.
Can someone give up Lent for Lent?
Yes.
I do that every year.
Literally same. John Tickle, I hope you don't.
This one's funny.
I'm speaking directly to you now, John Tickle.
No, give him this one.
Okay.
Give him this one.
Okay.
Okay. If money doesn't grow on... No, wait, sorry. Let me say it properly. Here's one for you.
Nice.
If money doesn't grow on trees, then why do banks have branches?
That's why I love you, John Tickle. Nice.
He
nice.
won us back. He won us back.
Very
Yes,
good.
very,
No,
very...
I was going to say, you never lost me. I was just like, I wanted him to know that I wasn't taking the piss out of you, John Tickle. I was just laughing with you along at the ones that are meant to be laughed at. But that branch is on it.
You know what I mean? That was some very top good quality content.
Can you just imagine John Tickle just in his house before a Brainiac episode, just like, wait, I need to have one for them. Do you know what I mean? Just like, wait,
that's not even one.
Wait,
that's
no.
not one for them. Yeah, no, I was looking at his Twitter and like some local article he'd done or something.
Yeah.
And he's not actually in television anymore. Shock surprise.
Oh my
He is an
gosh, yeah.
information architect.
Really?
And that made me
He's
go,
gone back to his everyday life.
and he's doing a job. But
I remember when he first went into Big Brother, he said, I don't want to be famous afterwards. I just want to go back to my life. Which, John Tickle, like, I love you, but the aim of Big Brother is to be a famous man.
John Tickle, you
Fool.
could have taken it so much further. Do you know what I mean? Like,
What is he
but
now?
don't worry, we'll make you a star.
We're here for
he's
you.
An information architect.
Wow.
Which I don't really know what that
Intriguing.
does. What does
I think my current job of selling IT solutions, I have to call up information architects and sell to them. What company does he work for?
Can I speak to John, please? Just make
What's
sure.
his last name?
Tickle?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then make sure you've got like, you know, the IT solutions to then record that phone
I was going to
call
say,
so
but
you
then
can
what
play
if he
back.
comes to the phone and he's like, hello, this is John, and then I just start crying, and I'm like, hang up, because I'm too scared.
I'm bored. Can you show me some great IT solutions I can do with my company?
And the thing is, I can't. I don't know anything about
Have you
them.
given anyone any IT solutions yet? At all?
No.
Wow.
Honestly, Jim,
How-
I have not.
What month
no.
is this of this job?
I'm going into my 3rd month now, yeah.
Wow. How
Honestly.
long do you think Sim will last in this job? Write in the comments down below.
If my employer was watching,
To be fair, I
long
gave
time.
him a month. So
Yes.
he's beaten that one.
he gave me a month in my previous job as well, and I lasted over a year there. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But then I think in the job before that, I gave him a month and it lasted 3 weeks. So,
Yes, if that.
you know what I mean?
That was paper chase.
Yeah.
Fuck you, paper chase.
Fucking paper chase. Should we go into paper chase and where the bell ends?
Yes.
Yes, do it.
Absolutely. I went into a paper chase in Liverpool recently. That's not the one I worked in.
Yeah.
But I went into one and I very nearly burst into flames. It was
They did wrong you.
very traumatic.
It's true.
But when the day that I left, Amy Sands came to visit me in Paper Chase with her friend. Well, she didn't come to visit just me. They were in Cheshire Oaks and they went to Paper Chase and thought it'd be funny. And literally 0.5 seconds after she walked in, my boss called me in and was like, Sam, can I have a word? And she was like, your attitude is a bit stupid. I think you need to go on some more customer training. What's the word? Training.
Yeah.
Customer service training. And I was like, no. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's all
I
right.
was just easier.
Just leave it
But
here.
Amy Sands loves the shit from Paper Chase, so I have to go in regularly to buy
I feel
her
like
shit, do you know what
buying
I mean?
stationery is oddly exciting. Like I've not used
Yeah.
stationery in ages, but like I remember like first day of school,
Yeah.
oh my god, let's go and get some new stationery, and then you buy it and you'd be like, I don't
Honestly,
care about any of this.
I was this close to doing a master's just so I could go out and buy some
Stationery.
pads and
I
some
thought you were
new
gonna say I
pens
was
and-
this close to doing a master's in stationery.
like,
Like yeah, there's
That'd
some
be
guy that
funny.
you come to and you're like, hello, I need to do this job, but I'm just not sure what stationery I need. This guy's got like,
and I'll just swivel around in my chair like, well, do I have something to tell you?
I think
Do you
you'll
know
need a
what
protractor. Definitely a geometry set.
I mean? Absolutely.
So
Oh, I thought you were going to go into the geometry sets a bit more then. Sorry, you left me
honestly,
high
I
and
don't
dry
know
there.
that much about geometry sets, so that's all the time I can fill on that one.
No, but I think we can leave it there. can't
Yeah,
we?
I
Like,
think we've said everything we need to say.
and a lot more. We learned
a
about
little
my
bit
old
more.
job at Paper Chase. We were a bit unnecessarily critical of John Tickle in this
We're
episode.
so
I
sorry,
must
John
say.
Tickle's
And
back.
honestly, I'm going to think about that on the way home and for the coming nights.
You
And
can learn how to be a
John
better man.
I am so sorry. Please, 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 still come on our podcast.
Find it in
please.
your heart to forgive us. We
I love you with all my heart. and
We're
soul.
sorry we missed your birthday as well. Honestly,
No,
you know,
John Tickle, we will
we know we've
forever be
hurt you,
sorry
we've
about
failed
that.
you, but We can do better.
We will buy you a late birthday present.
It'll
Just
be
come on.
a Mackey's.
Is it because
And it'll make you go.
I see what you did there, James. That was very good. Very good. Very good.
Very nice.
But thank you for watching again.
Thank you. We will see you soon.
Mwah,
Goodbye.
mwah,
Mwah.